Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. My name is Carl Gustav Jung, and I have spent my life studying the human soul. For decades, I listened to people who carried beauty and pain inside the same heart. Behind every bright story, I found something silent, something trembling, something unseen. Presence that waited behind the light, quietly shaping the lives of everyone I met. I called this hidden force the shadow, the other side of who we are. There is a darkness inside every human being that whispers softly beneath awareness. It is not evil, but it holds what you once refused to feel or see. Call yourself kind, yet your anger waits beneath the surface, sharp and silent. You call yourself strong, yet your fear hides behind walls of perfection and control. The shadow is everything you deny, the emotions you bury to survive the world. When you repress it, it doesn't disappear, it simply finds new ways to control you. It speaks through your tone, your silencing, your judgments, and your sudden emotional storms. Have you ever felt rage that made no sense, or jealousy that burned unexpectedly? Have you ever hated someone deeply, only to realize they mirrored what you hide? That is your shadow speaking through you, begging to be acknowledged and understood. Most people spend their entire lives fighting the shadow instead of listening to shadow. We build masks to appear good, calm, and strong, but the shadow never sleeps. It leaks into our actions, it twists our relationships, it sabotages our peace silent. You might promise love but act distant, offer kindness but secretly crave power and control. Everything you suppress gathers power until it erupts in moments you least expect. The shadow is like a mirror showing you what you fear about yourself most. You call someone arrogant because you've never accepted your own desire to be seen. You envy the bold because you buried your own fire beneath layers of guilt. The people who annoy you the most often carry pieces of you you've rejected. This is projection, the mind's way of avoiding truths it is not ready to face. And so we walk through life haunted by our own unseen reflections everywhere we go. But the shadow is not the enemy. It is your forgotten potential for completeness. Inside your darkness lives creativity, passion, power, honesty, and unclaimed freedom. To face the shadow is to stop pretending that you are only light and goodness. You are both light and dark, and your healing begins when you accept both fully. When you face the shadow, you don't become darker. You become more real, more whole. The first step is observation. Notice when your emotions rise suddenly and ask why. When something triggers you, ask, what part of me feels threatened or unseen right now? Do not run away from that discomfort. Stay and listen to what it wants to teach. The second step is honesty. Write the traits you hide, deny, or secretly despise in yourself. Allow yourself to see the contradictions without shame. They are part of being human. The third step is ownership. Whisper gently, yes, this too is me, and breathe deeply. Every time you accept a hidden part, the shadow loses its power to control your life. Shadow work is not punishment. It is the art of becoming honest with your own soul. When you meet your pain with compassion, transformation begins quietly in the background. You start noticing peace where you used to find chaos, clarity where confusion used to live. Your relationships soften because you no longer demand others to carry your unseen wounds. Confidence grows naturally because you stop fighting parts of yourself that were never wrong. You begin to see beauty even in your flaws, as if the darkness learned to sing. The shadow, once feared, becomes a teacher guiding you toward truth and freedom. You realize that healing is not about becoming perfect, but about becoming whole again. Wholeness is when love and fear, pride and humility all sit together without conflict. You no longer chase happiness. You create peace by embracing everything that makes you human. The light you seek outside begins to glow from the parts you used to hide. And that light born from darkness is stronger than any light that denies its depth. You are not broken. You are unfinished, still becoming the person you were meant to be. Everything you fear inside you is only waiting to be loved into light. The shadow is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of truth. Close your eyes and whisper, I am ready to meet myself completely. Because the one who dares to face the darkness finally learns how to live freely. You do not need to be perfect. You only need the courage to be whole. Tell me, what part of you have you been most afraid to face lately? Write it down, share it, speak it. Every truth you name loses its power to hurt. Remember this always. Your shadow is not your curse, it is your hidden light. Only those who walk through their darkness can ever understand what true light feels like. Darkness is where your light learns to live. Until we meet again.